Oh, what's going on, you beautiful people? You know what I wanted to say for the intro of this video? I wanted to go, ruh-roh, Reggie. Yeah, because all of these problems in Call of Duty League, guys, the drama does continue, the heat does continue. I hope you guys continue to watch. Gonna break down 2 points today, the first of which is COD pros out there a bit pissed off, I would say, based off a Clayster post with the COD Amateur or the COD Challengers prize distribution. And speaking of which, we're also going to talk about one of the more well-known characters from the AM scene or Challenger scene this past season, that being Parasite, potentially being blackballed. It's actually JKap and MBoZe going back and forth on him with a interesting discussion. Let's first start off with Clayster, guys, who is talking about, by the way, the distribution of those said Challenger prize pools being paid out all the way to the very last team, which he thinks is maybe a good thing, and apparently other pros, especially AM players, maybe not so much, because obviously if you're a top performing Challenger pro, you want more of the prize pool, and because they pay out to the very last place, that means everyone gets paid, less prize pool for the teams at the tippity top. Clayster starts it all by saying, funny to see AM kids complain about their tournament being paid out at the top 24 when they wouldn't even sniff the tournament at a normal champs. I remember when I didn't have to beat any pro teams to get a check. Oh, wait. And Surge Coach Joey was one of the first to reply, saying, I mean, the distribution is really poor. Disregard the principal and amateur title around it. If you just do some comparisons of who is going to be making money and reallocate that money to the top, it's a lot more fair. Those guys are the future after all. As Clayster responds, you've kind of proven the point I was trying to make. You cannot disregard amateur because that's what the league is for. To grow grassroots AM talent, there's going to be some kids on a top 16 to 24 team that get paid $500 that will help them buy a monitor, headset, scuff to compete. And the two continue to go back and forth as to why this may be a good thing, why it's a bad thing. I don't really have too many thoughts. Curious what you guys think about this. I would say my only real 2 cents, I think both sides have their points. When it comes time for Clayster's point, I believe he's trying to make is the entire scene is, like he said, amateur grassroots, right? That little incentive, even if they pay out to the very last place, you could have a player or a team out there getting bottom 8 or getting last place and 1 year, and all of a sudden they do progress the next year because that little bit of money, that little bit of incentive did keep them going, did keep them gunning and trying, and of course you can improve. And now if that money's not there, all of a sudden they compete at AMs and they're champs, and all of a sudden they don't make any money and they just give up on the career entirely. That little bit of incentive can go a long way with some pro players out there. And the flip side of the coin is what Joey is trying to say, that if you are the top talent and what could be the actual future out there, if the money's not sustainable and not really good enough and not very fair, I think there's definitely points to be made on both sides. Let's touch on the more fun, or I would say debate out there, that being Parasite, one of the better Challenger players throughout the entire season. I would say by a lot of eyes. Obviously, maybe not by a lot of Call of Duty League pro eyes, but it's been a widespread debate exactly why he has not been signed to a top Call of Duty League team out there, or at least given a shot. And obviously, guys, we know the background of the things he has done. It's been a roller coaster ride of things he has done to really sever ties with a lot of Call of Duty League pros, which has been a common reoccurrence, I would say, as a friendship league, as a friendship esport. If you cut those ties, you really have no chance, no matter how good you are, which some pros would agree with and other pros would deny that same point. Now, it's actually JCap and MBoZe going back and forth after this same thread, by the way, where Parasite did get involved, and it gets pretty interesting about the blackballing of Parasite and maybe the reason as to why. As MBoZe starts the entire thing off by telling JCap to stop sucking, and it's just like, guys, I don't understand what's up with Call of Duty pro players or players in general talking about other players or coaches sucking ding-a-ling to get where they are. This would be the 3rd time I've talked about this in one Call of Duty League season. To paint you guys a picture, I've talked about it 0 times elsewhere, okay? Golly gee. By the way, MBoZe afterwards did delete that tweet, obviously probably realizing he went a bit too far, but the thread did continue talking about Parasite being blackballed. As JCap replied saying, LMAO, you really think this? MBoZe goes, yes, LOL. Has he not been better than most players for like ever now? If we gonna talk facts, let's talk it. His actions outside the game play a part in it. To which JCap goes, have you been watching a crap ton of COD these past years to judge each and every pro and top amateur player and decide that? Or are you just saying that because he does? Bozen goes, I'm not gonna debate. I said what I said. I just thought it was corny bringing up rent, so I defended my mans. To which JCap replies, I think that was more of an actual question than throwing shade from McGee. be. Either way, this blackballing claim that's been going around for a while is so laughably untrue. You really think pro players go around and have a pact to never pick Chris up? And then Bo says, nah, dog, nobody is saying pros sat in a call 50 deep and made a pact. Stop acting like you don't see this crap. And then Cap with the big fire one that we talked about this season. Man, he got dropped earlier this year for DMing his teammate's girlfriend mid-tournament. Stop acting like he's a victim in this. Nobody is blackballing him. Maybe, just maybe, people don't like playing with him. To which it seemingly almost did prove MBoZe's point. He said, did I not say his outside the game actions play a part? You just had to throw that in there. That's the crap I'm talking about. It's lame as frick. To which Cap then goes, so then where's the blackballing? People don't want to play with him and people don't think he's that good. If he was that good, people would deal with his outside the game actions. And then Parasite hops in finally and says, I'm better than a ton of people. Do you watch me play or what I do to mold teams and players into contenders with lackluster talent and throwaway teams? JKap then goes, bro, I was just trying to keep it real because I'm tired of this blackball fake storyline. You haven't qualified for the pro league in years also. So what I believe MBoZe is actually trying to attest to is the fact that yes, Parasite is being blackballed, and what JKap replies is not being blackballed is the fact that people A, don't like playing with him, and B, what he thinks is maybe most important, he's just not that good. If he was that good, people would put up with the actions he's actually had throughout this season and throughout several years now of what has been some pretty crazy backstory as well. Not going to dive too much into this one, guys. Obviously, some players out there think differently than other players when it comes time for the treatment of Parasite and his outside the game actions, also his inside the game actions, obviously having some sort of effect on who actually wants to pick him up, who wants to sign him. We'll see if that does change heading into next season. I just think it's always very curious to see these players go back and forth with their own perspectives about why maybe a top challenger talent is or is not being picked up by Call of Duty League talent, which a lot of people do attest to the fact that it might be a friendship thing. It might be a blackballing thing. JKap says no. It's the fact he's just not that good. Anyway, until next time, what do you guys think about that? I'll be back here all day long, all weekend long, okay? Take care. Drink the wa, drink the ka. I'll see you guys back here sometime soon.